images come to me in so many different ways. Sometimes I'm actively looking for them. So I'll watch films, TV, or just looking for things. Other times they just occur in life. I'll just see something and it's like, bang, I know that's my new painting. Visitors can expect 10 new paintings, along with a selection of loans that I think are sympathetic to the new works and to give Wakefield audiences a chance to really delve into my practice and see the breadth of what I make. So there's 4 or 5 quite distinct series of paintings in this show. Curtains for me are just endlessly fascinating, I think because they're so steeped in tradition. They're everywhere throughout art history, but then also when you think contemporaneously, curtains appear in many places, many venues where people perform. So whether that's kind of high culture or even low culture, like theatres, cinemas, but then working men's clubs, bars, nightclubs, those kind of places. So I'm just interested in exploring connotations of curtains, revealing, obscuring, and it quite literally sets the stage for the other paintings to be in dialogue with, especially if they're like figurative portrait paintings, because it feels then like the characters in this kind of stage play. So I always have and do make work in series. It's partly because the images I choose and will create, I find them so interesting that I'm kind of mining that image and trying to figure out why exactly it's interesting. So to make it just once seems silly. I need to make it several times so that I can really figure out the potency of that image. But then, of course, when you make several paintings in that series, and say if they're exhibited together, you get a really interesting, quite uncanny effect. This kind of feeling of you've seen it somewhere before, and then it comes again, and there's always an adjustment, whether that's colour or framing or composition or scale. There's something that changed quite a lot. Song of Ascents, it talks about, I guess, each series being like an attempt to ascend. There's an emotional heightenedness of each one. They pause the action at this very emotionally heightened moment, almost like remove the subject matter as much as possible from its original context and just make the familiar unfamiliar as much as possible. I think that's a device I use to try and this feeling that something's about to happen or maybe has already happened. So there's this kind of this pressure building. And so that to me feels like an ascent. It's about seduction, I think. I'm just trying to seduce people as much as possible as a viewer. I mean, I enjoy this as well, like viewing paintings that have a really seductive surface. And like if you get someone from that first instant, then you've just got them. Then you can kind of do whatever you want in the painting because there's like a beautiful sheen that has just, tied them to the work.